All right, welcome back to another episode of House Battle Millionaires. Everybody's excited. We're going over $1 million today. 2 cities, 2 houses, 1 decision. It's ours to make. We've got Salt Lake City versus Washington, D.C. today. $1.75 million. That's what we're looking at. We're going to start in Salt Lake City. This is 4-bed, 4-bath, 4,800 square feet. Curb appeal. What do you got?
I am super excited because we are comparing 2 houses with extremely unique features.
Mm-hmm.
The curb appeal of this house is very interesting, as in from the street, this is actually all you see of the house.
Wow. Okay, now, as a reminder, I've never seen this. I have no idea what either of these looks like. We just pick a city. You're taking me on it. You get in there a little bit. You investigate, make sure that, what we're looking at is going to be worthwhile. And then I'm going on it. I'm going on an adventure. We're going on this tour with the audience. You're taking us through. So you're telling me this is all I see. So curb appeal, this looks like some sort of dock or some sort of historical museum.
I mean,
that's what this looks like.
To me, it looks like a rundown church. Like, it just looks like the church sunk into the ground. And
you're saying, like, I just drive, like, this is the street. Like, I'm just driving on the street. This is the sidewalk right here.
I think that this is what you see from the street, from what I could tell. I looked at it and I didn't. And then I think you go around and then you pull into that driveway as you see. So, like, the driveway, you would drive in and then you curve to the left and you drive in, correct? That's how I'm understanding it.
Like, this looks like, seriously, like, this looks like, obviously you're on the top of a hill somewhere, like, cause you can see the view in the back, like, it's pretty nice. But just the house itself, like, if I'm just looking at the house, it looks like a shitty cabin. Honestly, it looks like, have you ever been to, like, a national park or something like that? Like, this looks like basically the worst version of what, like, the visitor center would be if they didn't have enough money to actually finish the visitor center, right? Like, that's what this looks like.
Yeah.
So, okay. So this is curb appeal, but from the other side. So if I'm assuming this is like near a lake, or it's not even on the side of the hill somewhere. So somehow I can maybe see this. But even here, like, appeal is not really what I'm getting. Like, I'm not getting appeal. Like, it looks interesting, but it basically just looks like a bunch of windows.
Yeah.
Like, so the appeal for me is it's not really that high. From the outside, like if I'm just looking, it's like, what's the outside of my house look like? I don't really like the outside of this house. I don't.
Oops. Sorry. My bad. I don't either. I was going to say I was trying to... It's also very lopsided. There's a lot of windows, which are maybe going to be nice. And then you have that really big part of the house. And then there's, like, really tiny part that's off to the side.
It does not look structurally sound.
No.
This house does not look structurally sound. It looks like, and I forget the name of those toys that I used to play with or whatever. Not the Legos. There was, like, something that was kind of like Legos.
Lincoln Logs?
No, it was something else. Like, my grandma had them. I think they were hot when, like, my dad was young or whatever. But they had these things, and they were like, it was kind of like Legos, except they didn't connect as well, and they were, like, a little bit more brittle. And it was just like, but you'd put it together, and it was like slightly better than a house of cards. Like, it was obviously more structurally sound than a house of actual cards, but not that much better. That's what this house feels like. Like, now on the inside, so if we're hopping into, like, interior design on this thing, now I feel more secure, right? Like, I feel more secure. But there's a lot of levels in this house. Number one, why is there a stain on the roof if I'm paying $1.75 million?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure I feel more secure inside the house, considering there looks like a ton of water damage.
No, but, like, if I look at these 3 posts here, like these 3 structural columns, I go, okay, well, at least the columns look straight.
Yeah,
on the outside, they don't look straight. They literally do not look straight on the outside. It looks like your house is tilted, but it's not all tilted in the same direction. Like, some are tilted left and right, and, like, you're doing the thing. Like, it's very weird. I like the floor is interesting.
Yeah, the slate flooring. I think that that is dated. That is a common thing from the 90s, but it almost works in this house because you're literally
we're in the mountains. I mean,
on the
that's what it
side
feels
of a
like.
mountain. It works with the wood and the metals and the amount of light coming in.
This roof, though, this roof looks like an office building. Like it looks like an office.
Yeah, I was gonna say the ceiling looks like you're in an office building. It is a weird choice. Also, I do not think I can't tell if there's glass on the bottom part of these stairs. If there is not, it is not up to code. And I would imagine that you would probably actually have to pay more money to have that fixed.
Probably. This is this looks like a museum. Like this looks like a bad museum that you walk into.
It does.
Like, because it's very open. I mean, whatever, it's fine, I guess. I'm not really seeing it. What the hell am I looking at? What is this?
I could not figure that out.
Fucking bird cage? What is that?
I couldn't figure it out, and I didn't know if you could figure it out.
It looks like a giant bird cage. Honestly, like that looks like if you ever seen, I think it's the second Jurassic Park where they had the big fucking pterodactyls or whatever. That it looks like that's the cage that they were in. Like he goes into the thing and it's like got that fence around or whatever, but then inside of it there's like a very specific like little mini cage form. That's what this looks like. I mean, this looks like some sort of like weird Japanese sex chamber, or like I don't know what this is, but I don't know what that is. I'm not gonna buy this house. I don't know what that is. The floor is recessed, like there's a step down into this thing.
Yeah,
I don't know what this. I don't understand what I'm looking at. I fundamentally, this is I still haven't figured out what I'm spending $1.75 million on.
Yes.
Weird fireplace.
It is
super
this
weird
house
fireplace.
Is clearly from the 70s. There's another.
It looks computer generated, right? Like that.
It does, but I do not
think the actual thing looks computer generated in this photo.
It looks fake, literally fake. Yes, it does.
What is that room? Is it a sauna?
I don't understand.
What is?
I don't know. And you have some more water damage here on this side of the house.
You do. Okay.
This is
so this is obviously a 70s house. That's one of those like sunken living room type situations. I will say though, this is the first part of
I thought there was
this is the first part of that house. Now, if you've ever seen The Italian Job, which I love, Mos Def talks about in there that he wants to live in Spain, I think, and he wants to have a house that's really nice or whatever. He's got a room just for his shoes and everything, but it's like kind of a mahogany type situation. And at the end, he gets it and everything. That's sort of what this wall makes me think they were going for, except it's closed. And so what those should be is cubbies, right? They should be cubbies, and you should have just a ton of shit in there. And it's just a big wall of showing off all the books you've read or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't like that, and I don't really like this wall. I don't like the ceiling. But what I will say, and I don't like this rug. I guess whatever that thing is, I don't like that. But I will say,
I can't tell if that's one of those rugs that are part of the flooring too.
I didn't know that was a thing. I don't think it is. I think it's on top of the thing. But whatever that is, what I will say is, I actually don't mind that couch in this room, even though it's circle and the room is square. I actually don't mind it there. It's an interesting, you can't see anything from it. So it kind of takes away like this big window that you have. And that's like that window that comes at the corner. But I actually kind of like the way it sits, because on the other side, you're looking at that weird bird cage thing and then the up and whatever. But it's a huge couch for this big space. I do like that part. It's the first thing I've liked from this whole house, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't see where $1.75 million. I don't see $1.75 million worth of house. That shag carpeting. Is this house literally nobody has lived here since the 70s? I mean, this is still original 70s stuff.
Yeah.
It's a soundproof room. It looks like a soundproof room.
But I don't think it is, because it is like wicker.
Oh, is that what that is? Oh, it kind of looks like a big blanket or whatever. Like it basically looks like they tried to turn this into a giant on that wall just on the right. It looks like they tried to turn this into a giant like podcast studio. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, our dream. Weird. But no, I think it's made out of a wicker material, so I think it was done for the design elements of that, which I don't even know.
I don't like it. The window's
in
nice.
The 70s.
The window's really good. That window's really good. Okay, so this is the other side of that.
When you're walking down, and then that's where the bird cage is.
I like this room. I hate this. I don't understand why I'm on Roman columns on this table. I
don't know.
really.
It's a
I don't like
it's a
the
weird look in a
ceiling.
70s.
There's too much. There's too many beams running across. I like the idea of those beams. There's too many beams running across. I don't like that wall, but I like the. I actually like the room though because I bet the view going to the left is awesome. I bet that room is awesome. Just from that standpoint, this is also not great. It sort of cuts out. Is that the kitchen? So that's the kitchen.
It's going into the kitchen.
Okay, got it.
This is like would be your main dining area.
Okay, next to the birds. Got it.
And then there's another.
I was right. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a really cool porch. That's a really cool.
That is.
I like that.
You have literally your ceiling falling apart here.
I don't understand. Like nobody has. Have they been trying to sell this since the 1970s? Like honest to God, I don't think anybody's lived here since the 1970s. It's amazing. It's a big kitchen. I don't like it at all, but it's a big kitchen. I mean, there's a full dining room table in that kitchen. Yeah. It looks like the set of Roseanne. This looks like the set of Roseanne. Like that's what this looks like, right? Like John Goodman would be sitting there or whatever. And, you know, Johnny Galecki would be coming over and trying to hit on his daughter. Whatever. I don't know. I think that was part of the show. I'm not sure. So you have to update this whole thing. I mean, this whole house is just 70s. Like this, the bones of this house are nice. I will say that the bones are there. You have to gut this whole fucking thing. You have to gut the whole thing. Yes. So I don't know. All right, let's keep running through. We'll quickly run through these last photos here. So all right, this is fine. It's another room. It is what it is. You got to gut it. It looks kind of small. Actually, this bathroom looks kind of small. Yes. All right, keep running through. Another one bathroom. Looks small. Gotta change it. Gotta gut it. Indoor pool. Fine. Yes. I guess I'm not blown away by this. Like it's fine. I actually like those beams. I like the beams quite a bit. I don't like the wood. It looks like there's a little, maybe a little fire pit off to the side too. Yeah. If you like, you know, it looks nice in the winter. Looks like you're looking directly out into the mountains. Yeah. I think that's a cool feature. But it's so far away. It's so far away from the. Oh, so you're looking into the trees. It's fine. It's fine. Looks like they have a bird bath in the middle of it. That's weird. But I mean, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I don't like this at all. I mean, you basically have to gut the bones of this thing. The bones of this thing are fine. Like actually, the bones I think are great, and the location seems awesome. You have to gut this entire. That's a huge. What the hell is that? Is that the garage? This is like your garage port. That's what you're driving into. This should have been the first photo that they showed. That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah. It's got like the skylight there. You could do something out here in the winter. In Utah, I bet that's pretty hard. Yeah. That's a really cool place, actually. In the winter, I bet that's awesome. That's what you're trying to pay $1,750,000 for. You have this wraparound porch area. Wraparound porch is interesting. Again, the bones of this are fine, but you have to update this whole thing. I mean, yes, you get the land, you get the trees. It's nice, like it's quiet. I'm assuming whatever, but this is what you're paying for. That's $175,000. It is what it is. So that's Salt Lake City. Let's hop over into Washington, D.C. Another $175,000. Again, I haven't seen these. This is my first look at it. But we're going curb appeal. Ladies first. What do you got? It's okay. I am really drawn to older, cute character homes, but I feel like they painted this one a dark color where it should have been a little bit lighter. You have like the black steps, you have the stone, which makes it look, those are really cute to me, and they're hidden. So it just looks like a blob in the front. I love the front door. That would not be something you would love, but that looks like an original. That looks absolutely front door, which I think so bad. It looks so bad. That is an awful front door. The window is fine. It's not as good as it could be, but it's fine. That's a very cool feature on the front door, but those windows are so bad. Those panes are awful. It makes it look tacky.
I would imagine you might even get lead poisoning from those panes.
Yeah, it's very possible. I don't like that. The handle's cool. I mean, so they're showing it off. Before we hop in,
They are.
let's say it's three beds. So this is 3,200 square feet. It's still pretty big.
No,
That's
three
that's
bed.
or five bed.
Three
I'm
bed,
sorry, 3 bed, five bed.
Yeah.
It's 3,200 square feet. So this is still pretty large. I mean, it's only about 2/3 the size of the last one. And obviously your location's different. Like this is stuck in DC. Like this is obviously, I don't know where this is, maybe Georgetown, but this is obviously like inside DC. I mean, this is a row house. You have the last one, you had plenty of space from your neighbors. Here, you are sharing a wall. So that's a very different contrast in style. But again, that's not what we're talking about, right? We're not talking about where would we like to live from that standpoint. We're saying, what does the house look like? What's going on? So curb appeal. I actually, from the outside here, from farther away, it actually looks pretty good because it's set between these two houses. And my guess is the other house got painted before this one. That's my guess. Because you're right, it would look better if it was a different color, but they had to offset those two. And so it actually looks pretty good here. But as soon as you get close, you're 100% right. Washes it out, doesn't look good. So let's hop into it. Let's see what's going on the inside here. Again, the farther away you are, the better it is. So you get in here. So there's a lot of touches. I don't know how old this house is, but there's a lot of obviously original or at least original style things. You've got the paint, you've got the stained glass. It's a small entryway, whatever. Again, this whole architecture is going to be different, right? The last one was super open. Like that was as open as you can possibly be, honestly. Like that whole thing was open.
Yeah.
Minus a couple of tiny little rooms or tiny little features of rooms. This one is going to be cramped. Obviously, it's closer anyways, but all these rooms are going to be smaller. So this is going to feel like you walk in, like the last one you walk in, you're like, I'm in the house, right? I'm in the whole house all the time. This one, you're going to walk in, you're going to be like, these rooms are separated by hallways. Every single thing is separated by a hallway. That's how you're going to feel in this, is my guess. So let's hop in. You walk in the entryway and you've got already a French door right there. What are your thoughts on that? That's a feature I don't see very often. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of those times where, it's cool they kept the original feature, but that seems like a pain in the ass to walk through two small doors every single day. I mean, that is a narrow entranceway.
Yeah.
And as far as I can tell, and I don't remember, so this could come up later, this looks like the main way you're entering your house.
Yep.
So even if you're a single adult, bringing in groceries is going to be a pain in the ass. I can't imagine bringing any kind of moving into this place. And then there's a pole right there. So, you're not really able to open those doors. I do like the sitting area directly off to the left with by the window.
The sitting area is cool. The windows don't look cool. You should fix those, but the sitting area is cool. This is and that's the sitting area right there on the right. So I mean, this is a nice living room. Like you walk in, it's a nice living room. This looks pretty good. This is much better decorated than the other one. Again, obviously location is different. That's kind of the difference here. But and I don't mean between the cities. I mean literally the location. Like this is in the city. The other one is in the hills. But this is pretty nice. A lot of natural light. This feels very open, very bright. This is great. Feels big. So, all right,
the fireplace is interesting. You do have this very heavy wood and then green, almost like serpentine type tile. So, and I can't even tell if that fireplace is functional. That looks like a picture that someone might have edited in.
It's definitely a picture. That's definitely not happening right now. It doesn't really flow with the rest of it. Even there, like it feels less intrusive there, but it still doesn't flow. The rest of this is white. You have this heavy wood. It honestly, it throws it off. Like it shouldn't be in this room, or they should have changed something about it. But this is very nice. I mean, this is nice. They did a nice job with the floors. They redid the floors pretty well. So, all right. So let's keep hopping in. Let's see what else we got going on in here.
When you first enter, you're going to be looking at an open space and another fireplace. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yep.
This is off to the side, another fireplace. At least the fireplace matches. Again, yes, it's narrow. There is going to be a lot of doors and walls between each room.
Yeah, I mean, you're feeling everything is closed off. It's an old style home. Everything is closed off. That's the way it works. So this is going to be more like the White House, right? Like if you've ever either been to the White House or seen pictures of the White House, everything like it's basically just a smaller version of the White House, in which the White House itself, when you get in there, you see that every room, even though the rooms themselves are large, they are contained, right? And that's what you're seeing here, right? Like this is a contained dining room. It's done very, very nicely. The red helps with the dark wood. This room looks awesome. It is disconnected from the rest of the home. So
it is a formal dining room.
Yeah. Yeah. But you have
your
to
third fireplace.
Yeah. But you have to say, and actually I like this fireplace better. I don't really like that silver marble or whatever that is, but this fireplace fits better. But you have to understand that like the style that we're talking about in these two is either open or closed. That's it. There's no, you're not going to feel one or the other you're not going to feel the other one in either house, right? Like it's all one, all the other. That's how it is. To your point, you chose great ones, contrasting styles. I don't like that window. That window ruins this room. That window with the bars, with the wrought iron bars on it, that ruins this room. I think that looks terrible.
And it looks like you have to walk through this room to get to the kitchen in the back of the house. Yep. Which isn't surprising given how old the house is. That's just how it was. And there's nothing you're going to be able to do about this. So this looks like an updated one of 5 baths.
Yeah, this is fun.
I don't know. I think it might be off that room. What do you think of this kitchen?
It's cramped, not terribly so. I don't really like the bottom half of this kitchen. Like the top half, I think looks really good. I think the top half is really good. I think those cabinets are awesome. I think the hood looks pretty good over the stove. I like that recessed. I actually don't even know if this is technically a recessed roof, but whatever it is, where it like opens it up a little bit. It takes the top off, makes it feel good. The bottom part is too dark. Everything is dark. It makes it feel, first of all, like 2 different rooms, but then also like it makes everything in the bottom feel more cramped. If they would have just done something different, maybe with the island, the top of the island, maybe, I'm not sure, but they need something different in here. There's too much dark. It's all nice, but it doesn't go together.
I definitely agree. I also feel like the island is too big for the room.
Yeah, 100%.
This kitchen was obviously redone and someone picked a very large island, but I don't think that it's doing the room any favors. I agree. I also think that this might be a place where a bamboo island would have worked. It wouldn't have been as dark. I don't know if there was a reason why the flooring was kept, because it does look like there's a lot of integrity of original design. So I don't know, but that doesn't look original. So it looks like someone picked that intentionally, which is
my problem with keeping the original touches is like you can really see it here. You can see it over the door too at the very front. But the problem with keeping the original touches is these fucking stained glass windows do not go with anything else.
They don't
in this house. That's the problem. I don't hate the stained glass window. Right? Like one of my favorite things that I've ever seen in my whole life, and this is no joke, one of my favorite things that I've ever seen in my entire life is a pair of stained glass windows. And if you ever go over to England and you ever get the chance to go tour, and I forget the name of the house, but it's like it's in the city limits, but it's where Henry VIII lived, right? And it's like it was his like grandmothers or something, and it's kind of passed down, and it looks very weird. Like the outside, it was like very obvious that like 4 different people lived there because they had 4 different like architectural styles that they added onto this thing. But Henry VIII, and they still have this, he had his own prayer sanctuary that he went into. And in this room, it's an awesome room. It's 2 levels. It's an unbelievable room. It's super dark. You get in there and you look up, and it's like where he would go to pray, and he would do all this stuff, whatever. But he would get in there, and you look on either side, on competing sides, they have 2 different stained glass windows. They're relatively the same thing, but they're competing against each other. And again, there's no natural light in this place, so you can't see a goddamn thing. But you can see these windows, and in the middle of each window is a different picture, but it's the same figure. And it's Henry VIII. He put himself in the middle of these stairs, so he prayed to windows of himself. It's awesome to see. Like the hubris that this guy had was unbelievable. I love so some of these old style like stained glass windows are very, very cool. The difference is if you go in that room, it fits in that room because that entire room is built around these 2 windows. In here, they've now changed everything, and so the stained glass doesn't fit anymore. It probably didn't fit
No.
in the beginning anyways, but it really doesn't fit now. And it looks, it just ruins everything because it draws my eye and it shouldn't. It shouldn't draw my eye in a way that I go, ew. It should draw my eye and say, oh, that's a nice touch. And it doesn't do that. So anyways, keep going through here.
I agree. This does actually feel like $1 million kitchen.
100%. Absolutely.
So I think they did a great job making it, you know, if I was spending over, you know, almost $2 million, I'd be like, okay, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they did something there. It's fine. It is what it is.
So this is outside when you walk out of the kitchen. I think you have a carport from what I'm understanding.
It's maybe one
and a little outdoor space.
Which is much different. Again, it's much different than the other one, right? Everything here is cramped, all of that. So this is a back door, I guess, with the little, again, it seems like an original door.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's when you walk in, but it's
no, it's, I mean, it's obviously that door right there. Okay, so we flip it. All right, it's fine. I mean, whatever. It is what it is. Like, if you like the original, so you keep that. Okay. I mean, that's not bad. Oh, ooh, yikes. What? No. This is the first room they have not done a good job on. This is the first room that they have done a very poor job on, honestly. I don't know why they kept this dark. I'm assuming that's an original feature. I don't know why you would keep that otherwise. Not because it looks terrible, because it looks terrible in this space. Nothing matches. The ceiling does not match the tile, does not match the built-ins there, does not match that bench seat, does not match those stained glass, does not match the furniture that they chose. Literally not a single feature in here matches any other single feature. There's not two features in this room that go together. There is not two features in this entire room that go together. Individually, any of these might be okay, save the bench seat. That bench seat is awful. Other than that,
no, and I don't feel like that's an expensive change out. You know, that's a weird.
Yeah, they should have.
You know, you could create a way better.
It looks like a
seating area. It really does. The flooring is obviously not original, and someone picked that flooring to go with the original ceiling, which was an odd choice.
Really bad.
I don't understand
been a white tile. Should have gone with a white tile. So this is the other side of the room.
You're walking in.
So this is a pretty big room.
Going.
Okay.
This is a much bigger room. So this is
that
like,
dark
you know,
wood
the under.
All right. So this is where rich people dark wood goes wrong, right? This is the dark wood. Again, could work in any number of styles. It does not work here. Now I've got a third type of tile on this wall that doesn't match the tile that it connects to. I don't like that. I like the bar. The bar is not, I mean, this is a big room. Like, this is it's a room for entertainment, right? Like, you bring politicians here, you bring high-powered people to this room. That's fine. They're going to look at this and go, this is fucking garbage. Like, you don't bring high-powered people here because it looks terrible. That's the problem, right? This is for people who want to look like they have money and they don't. Like, that's what this is. I don't understand. I just don't get like why there's so many different textures in this room. It's a nice wine rack, you know, that's going to look cool when it's filled out. Like, that's going to look really good. So the wine room is great. That's fine. The tile, the backsplash there with the weird sink. That's not okay. I think this is the bathroom. They almost nailed this bathroom. They almost nailed it. My house, actually, the one I grew up in, was built in the 1880s. This toilet that you see here, I'm not saying it's from the 1800s. I'm saying that's an old style toilet. I was trying to see if where you pull down, like you pull down from the thing, and like that's where the flusher is, right? And so when I was growing up, we used to have one of those, and the thing fucking broke all the time. So thank God we got rid of it eventually. But it's like an old style one, so that's actually, and this actually looks better than the one we had. So that's actually not bad. They almost did it. They did too much in the bathroom, in the shower. If the shower had just been, I don't know what that pattern is, but just like the diamond. Yeah. If it had just been that, and they didn't do any of the other touches on there, I think this would have worked. So they almost did it, but this isn't great. It looks like a bathroom that the bathroom design is probably done in the 80s or 90s, and it needs to be updated. Yeah. All right, so keep hopping through here. This looks like a bath, like a Russian bathhouse or something. All right, this is fine. This is fine. I mean, it's kind of cool. This is a cool little room, little wine room. This is great. This is great. I have a couple of problems with it, but overall, this is a really nice way. This is a master, you think? I think so. This is a pretty nice master. A lot of room. I don't like this weird pole that they have in the middle. That's a bad design. A lot of room.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to decorate something on that far wall. Like I need something on that left far wall, something there. But once you do that, this looks pretty cool. It's sort of not functional, but it's a huge ceiling. It's got that little sitting area.
In DC, you could turn that into a desk space in there, and it wouldn't feel as overwhelming compared to some other rooms. Depending on how many, if you start having kids and you need an office, it's possible.
This is great. This is great. This is a great room. This is a really nice room. They've done a good job. Those competing sinks. So it's not a mirror that I'm looking at, is it? Oh, it is a mirror.
On the left, it is a mirror.
Oh, okay, got it. I hate this bathroom.
It's a weird picture. They did it to make it seem bigger.
This bathroom is terrible.
Annoying.
It's so small to walk in. That is not.
It is. This is off of the master. Ugh. It is gross.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. A big shower.
It is a weird look.
It's a big shower.
Yes.
Not good. They didn't do it here. It's a fine space. The space is fine. If you update the style, it's fine. I would not want to live here out of the box. This is not an out of the box bathroom.
No, and they clearly, this house, the last time it was done was in the 80s. There's the frosted glass.
Yeah, that's okay. That's so good.
Yeah, not a great look. This is another bedroom. This could be the master. This is
bad, but interesting. It's not good. I don't like it, but it's interesting. It's a good space. The space is fine. Get rid of some of the wood, and any of the wood, really. Like just a couple of pieces would help this place out. But it's a fine space. Let's keep going.
Yeah. It's a room that I'm not surprised is in the house.
It's fine. No, no, it's ruined. That's bad. That's really bad. Keep going. That's bad. That room is bad. Nope, that's really terrible. That's not good.
This is the bathroom that looks like is off of it. So
that's a really nice bathroom. They did a good job with this one.
It is. It looks like this might be what they're saying is the master then.
Okay. It seems smaller than the other one.
I have yet to see closets.
Yeah, I haven't seen any closets. I don't even know if they made closets back in the day. Honestly, I have no idea. I don't know.
They didn't. They had like wardrobes.
This room is fine. This room's fine. It's fine. I mean, you got a little window, whatever. Bathroom's fine.
The toilet is not as nice as it looks like the other one.
No, but it's it is what it is.
It is what it is.
All right, this is a decent space here.
Top area, yeah.
Yeah, that's a decent
And
space.
it looks like you are walking out to your deck.
Yeah. Okay. They have a picture of the deck. Oh, okay. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
This is really nice. This is a really nice space. This is really good.
Yeah.
For being in DC and like having all this is really good. That's very cute. This is a very cute picture here. So it's appealing to be. It's appealing to be out on your porch as opposed to in Salt Lake City where you're in that area and you look back up and it looks like your house is falling down. Like here, it was done really well. That's very appealing. I don't know what it looks like in the periphery of the other houses, but this house, this looks nice. Like what you're seeing here in front of your face. That looks good. So that's it.
That's it. Those are the two
houses.
That's
DC. All right. So this is decision time. House battle millionaires. Salt Lake City, Washington, D.C., 1.75 million U.S. currency dollars. In Salt Lake City, we've got it was 4,800 square feet. Was it 4-bed, 4-bath, I believe?
4-bed,
4-bath, 4,800 square feet. DC, we got 3-bed, 5-bath, 3,200 square feet, about 2/3 the size. We've got 2 cities. We've got 2 houses. We're making one decision each. Who do you got in the battle between Salt Lake City and Washington, D.C.?
So obviously you have 2 houses with a lot of unique features.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with DC.
Okay. I think. Look, so the rules for this. Here's the thing. We're gonna. So let's go by the rules. I'm DC. The rules the normal rules is you're buying the house
Yes.
as is. You're going to live in it. This is what it looks like, right? You get to bring your own stuff in, but you're buying the house as is. That's fine. Okay. That's the rules. Now, there's still a lot of work to do in the DC house, but like it's like half the rooms have to be done as opposed to every single room.
I mean,
right?
DC is like literally livable.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Whereas not Boise, Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City, yeah.
Maybe not livable. You might die. So
right,
I do feel like that was slightly unfair of a comparison, but
well, so here's
I think that where you're going might be a valid part of the conversation.
Here's my thing. Let's say that you've got, I don't know, let's call it 250. So we're going 2 million all in. 2 million all in. So you got $250,000. So it's not, you don't get $2 million to redo the whole house. You've got $250,000. Now, I've seen these renovation shows, whatever. $250,000 can get you a lot. It can get you a little, right? In DC, it's going to get you a little more concentrated on the rooms, right? And you're going to have to do less. You're going to be able to do less stuff in Salt Lake City. But let's say for 250, if you got 250, which house are you going with?
I would then go to Salt Lake City.
100% has to be purely, honestly, for me, purely for that garage. That was fucking awesome. That garage was fantastic. You got plenty of space. You got all that stuff, whatever. 250 is not going to solve all your problems. But if you could cut a couple of those things out, update a little bit of it, and then do something awesome with that garage, outdoor patio area, that was huge. Like, forget the fact that you already have, like, you could do an indoor barbecue at that pool. You could do an indoor in the winter. Like, just so you could already do that there. I mean, I'd want to gut it and I'd want to do a bunch of stuff, but with only 250, I'm not even touching that room. And a lot of the 250, I don't even need to have in the garage because the garage is already really well done. That roof was awesome. Like that, they had the skylights. It looked great. That wood was still held up really, really well. But that alone was better than any room I saw in here because the entertaining options that you have in this room is basically that place with the giant bar with the weird bench seat. And even if you update that space is not once you get it to actually celebrate, it doesn't compare. It doesn't compare. It's nice,
I was also
but it doesn't compare.
There might be a lot of restrictions on the DC house in terms of what you can and cannot take out because of historic preservation. So you could have that, $250,000, spend it entirely on the basement area and not be able to actually do what you want to do.
That's true.
I don't know that for a fact, but the other thing you're looking at is how much money just to take out those features out of the space would also take up a ton of your budget, I would imagine, because the way older houses are built is just half of that's probably part of the structure of the house. Whereas in Salt Lake City, I mean, there's a lot you want to fix. Yeah, you would definitely probably a chunk of your budget would be going to probably fixing clear water damage, right? So some of that's going to be making sure your house is livable, and that's probably going to suck up a good chunk, more than anyone wants to spend. But you're also going to be able to make some really, like, if you redo the windows and have it more consistent, even the outside of your house is going to look significantly better. And you already have so much more livable space. Yes, you probably have to repaint stuff, but if you kept that, even the 70s fireplace, and you added some different features to make it feel mid-century modern, I mean, it would feel included in the room. And there's not a lot of those weird things from the 70s that are going to cost a ton of money to fix in that house. These were two really cool houses to look at because obviously you walk into each one and you are taken to a very specific point in history. That's why I wanted to compare them. Obviously, two significantly different times in American history, but you walk in and you are immediately in the 70s. You walk into the DC one and you are immediately in like the 1770s or 1870s. You know, depending on
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like
really
turn
how
of the
fast
century.
that
Like,
this house,
yeah,
and that's
I mean,
really cool.
like
I
robber baron
mean,
stuff.
obviously you have to like that to like either one of these houses. But there are very cool houses to compare. This is my favorite episode so far.
Yeah, no, this was great. This was awesome. So that's it. That's the decision. That's what we got. Salt Lake City, Washington, D.C., $1.75 million. According to the rules of this game that we play, we got to go DC. DC is the winner. DC is the winner. It's unfortunate. It is what it is. Both of them, pretty cool stuff. So that was awesome. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Please tell other people, subscribe, all that stuff. Just get the word out. It does help us out. If you have questions, you got places you want us to look at, specific places, specific cities, whatever, you can email us. What's the email?
Mm-hmm. It is info.housebattle@gmail.com.
All right, so you can hit us up there. Otherwise, we'll be back next time. We appreciate it. We will see you on the next episode with 2 more cities, 2 more houses, 1 more decision by each of us. We'll see everybody then.